Hey there, my name is John and you're watching the Strix YouTube channel, and we don't just talk about men's cosmetics and skincare here. The whole channel is really about being your best self, and right now you might find yourself on a lot of Zoom and other web conference calls, and we wanted to talk about Zoom etiquette and just general etiquette about being on a lot of these calls, because as a person who has both hosted and participated in what seems like thousands of hours of these web conference calls. So 5 quick things you can do to make sure you are set up for success in this virtual world. And the first one is really about your background and the environment. Try your best to get off into a quiet room. You want to make sure you have a clean or at least appropriate background. And Zoom actually really helps on this because you can do virtual backgrounds, which is really nice, but you really want to try and cut down on the background noise that you may experience, whether it's pets or children or anything else. And so try and find a quiet room, but make sure your background is also appropriate as well. There's no signs hanging in the background or other things you don't want people to see. Number 2 is really to dress to impress. The same way that you would dress yourself to go into an office, you want to make yourself presentable on camera, and so make sure you're putting on a clean shirt, a wrinkle-free shirt. You still want to look your best on these calls. And then I'll also link to a video that we did where we talked about how to optimize the way that you look in these Zoom calls, from the way that your lighting is set up and the way that you can use some of the settings in Zoom as well to make sure your face looks your best. And of course, this is where a product like concealer comes in handy. I actually have a little bit over here you didn't even notice. Here's a little quick clip of me fixing that so you can look your best, not just the way you dress, but keeping your routine as well as you are at home. And we talked about this in our work from home tips, is to really set yourself up for success. Do your hair, fix your face, dress well, because you will perform your best when you look and feel your best. Number 3 is related to that. You want to make sure you look your best, set yourself up there, but also sounding your best. You want to be aware of your sound and audio settings. When you're listening and you're not speaking, Command-Shift-A on the keyboard is going to mute your audio. There's also a button you can click on there, but you want to try and reduce the amount that you are personally interrupting the meetings. So even if you find yourself in a place where you can't have complete silence, you can use that mute function very liberally to make sure that everybody else can have a clean experience as well. The other thing that I found really helpful as well is positioning the window up where the camera is. You want to try and focus on speaking to the camera as you are speaking, but if you move your own camera view up as close to the camera as you can, so like on a MacBook, you want to put that in the top center of the window. I found that really helps with your line of sight as you are speaking in the meeting, to help to reduce the friction of having a technology in between you and the call. And the next one is really more for the host. You still want to run this meeting as you would if you were in person. You still want to introduce people, have an agenda, and try and get the call done as soon as possible so people can go back and finish the work that they're working on, unless it's like a sit lunch hour type of thing that I've seen happening quite a bit here, where you just want to spend time with others in this virtual environment. If you're having a meeting, set an agenda, introduce people, and try and wrap it up with some actionable steps. And I'd say last but certainly not least, no matter what platform you're using, whether it's Zoom, WebEx, Skype, try and practice with friends or family, especially if you're presenting. It's really easy on the platform to just share what you are trying to, whether it's a PowerPoint or a PDF, but it's also easy to hit the wrong button, share your entire screen, and then people might be looking at your Facebook or your LinkedIn, and you don't want to have that unprofessional look as you are trying to present yourself in the best way. So it's really easy to set up a Zoom call, practice going through the software, checking the virtual background, checking the way that you are sharing, and so really practicing with somebody that you can trust to say that you're trying to understand the software as well. And this is a great time to adjust your lighting, make sure your microphone sounds really good, and have somebody practice, especially if you're going to be doing something very important over the web meetings, because practice absolutely does make perfect. Hope that sets you up for success on your future Zoom meetings. We'll also check out the videos linked below where we have how to look your best on Zoom, and also how to crush working from home. Some tips over there from a person who has worked at home for many years. And we hope that this sets you up for success in this time. We want to have a little bit of a sense of normalcy for you, so we will be doing more tutorials and education around skincare on the channel. And as always, let us know what more do you want to see over in our DMs on Instagram. You can also comment below. We check all of those. And that is Strix, you more handsome.